It's the Weather Extreme video. This is for Monday evening, the 11th of January. I'm James Spann. Cold again tonight, not as cold as last night. Maybe some rain by the end of this week. Let's go ahead and check things out today. Water vapor satellite view showing a very dry air mass in place across the deep south. Temperatures are mostly in the 40s, and it feels better because of the sun, and the wind is not as bad today. Birmingham 42, but still, we've got upper 30s up in the Tennessee Valley. In fact, only 36 in Decatur at mid-afternoon. Around the nation, still brutally cold over Minnesota. Again today, they are below zero. But we'll see a slow moderating trend, at least in the short term. A relatively quiet January day. No major winter storm problems. A few winter weather advisories for parts of Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, and Michigan. This is the rain for the next 5 days, valid through Saturday morning. This is suggesting amounts very light, generally under 1/2 inch, and quite frankly, under 1/4 inch for most of the state. And again, it looks like we'll see some light rain at the end of this week on Friday. Let's go through the dailies. Here we go. This is tomorrow at noon off the GFS, the Global Forecast System, the 12Z run at 500 millibars. Troughing north of the state, that's going to send a clipper-type system down the line. That'll produce that light snow up north and drag a cold front through here in dry fashion tomorrow night. During the day tomorrow, the day should be dry, mostly sunny, and a good chance we see highs up in the lower 50s. Tomorrow afternoon. That's exactly where we should be for January based on averages. Wednesday, we'll start the day down in the mid to upper 20s. A little colder. The high should be in the upper 40s with that secondary surge of colder air. This is Thursday, another dry day. We'll call it sunny. The high will be around 60. That'll feel pretty good. Got a wave down in the Gulf. And then Friday, a surface low begins to form over Arkansas under 1,000 millibars. That will pull moisture northward. And we could clearly see some rain at times on Friday, maybe some thunder. Don't think we have any severe weather. And the high will be more than likely in the mid to upper 50s on Friday. Not a really big rain event, but clearly a chance of rain at times. And we're finally getting some decent model agreement now that Friday will be the day with a better chance of rain. Then for Saturday, that surface low moves up toward Detroit. This is suggesting windy and snowy weather for Chicago and Milwaukee and Indianapolis. And for us, it's suggesting maybe some drizzle or flurries for the Tennessee Valley of extreme North Alabama. But the European looks radically different on Saturday. It's got the surface low east of Cape Cod, and we're just dry, and we'll tend to lean toward this solution. The European has done much better in the winter season. So at this point, Saturday looking cool and dry, and more than likely the high would drop back into the upper 40s. Sunday, another impulse, a clipper, passes just north of the state. Looks like a fairly chilly day with the cold air deepening. The high Sunday may be dropping into the low 40s if this is right, so another very chilly weekend coming up. And again, maybe a few flurries for parts of Tennessee and points north and the backwash around that low. This is Monday of next week, the 18th, a week from today. We're cool and dry. The high would be around 50. Then Tuesday, the GFS depicts a wave in the western Gulf, and it tries to print out some freezing rain Tuesday morning for parts of central Mississippi and northern Louisiana. And then on Wednesday, that feature dampens out and really doesn't affect us. We'll take a look at the European. This is on Tuesday, and it's got the feature way down to the south. It shows nothing. And again, we'll lean more on the European for this forecast package, just indicate a cold and dry forecast with a 1043 high pushing down. That'll be a cold day if this is right, Tuesday of next week. In fact, this is suggesting highs only in the 40s on Tuesday. And again, this is Wednesday of next week, the 20th, just cold and dry coming off the European. This is the 21st. Back to the GFS. Got a cold and dry weather here. Got a storm trying to form off to the west, and again, the European looks fairly quiet. So really no major issues showing up, no winter weather mischief for the next 10 days or so. Here's the snow output coming off the European for the next 10 days, showing nothing here. And we note with interest the Arctic oscillation all of a sudden spikes positive on the European in about a week, if this is correct. And if that's the case, that would tend to shut off the flow of Arctic air. And accordingly, the North Atlantic oscillation also trends positive, and that would kind of shut down any cool air getting into the eastern states. So just maybe, if this verifies, that will bode warmer weather toward the end of this month. Look at the numbers coming off the GFS ensemble. You can see the colder air on Wednesday, that secondary surge of cool air. And again, next week, I get the idea Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday highs will be lower than that on one or more of those days. And then creeping back up toward the 50s later in the period. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.